Hello, my name is Sabra. I'm the social worker here. What's your name?
I'm Allison.
Okay, nice to meet you, Allison. How are you doing today?
I'm not the greatest
Yeah.
today. Yeah.
Okay. Well, before we get started, I'd love to hear about what's going on. But I do want to let you know that if you say anything that's under the category of abuse, neglect, hurting yourself, hurting others, I am a professional, so I am held liable to report something like that. But other than that, anything that we talk about will be held confidential. I won't share it with anyone. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense.
Okay, great. So kind of going off of what we're going to talk about today, I'm going to be performing an assessment with you. And this assessment is going to just ask you questions, and it's going to be about your behavior and maybe like any suicide thoughts that you might be having. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, so let's get started. Have you ever wished you were dead or wish you could go to sleep and not wake up?
Yeah, to the second one.
Okay. Have you actually had any thoughts of killing yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you been thinking about how you might do this?
Not a real plan, but sometimes I hear things about how other people have done it, and so I think about it.
Okay. Have you had these thoughts and had some intention on acting on them?
Had some intention? Mm, no, just thought about it.
No. Okay. And have you started to work out or worked out the details of how to kill yourself? And do you intend to carry out this plan?
No.
No. Okay. So I just kind of want to go back and ask you. Um, you stated that you haven't planned on acting on anything, but you did say that you have had thoughts of killing yourself. Can you kind of explain that a little bit more to me?
Yeah, I don't know. Being in high school is hard with like friends and stuff, and so sometimes there's this friend drama and my feelings get hurt, and so sometimes I just think that it would be easiest to not have to deal with any of it.
Hmm. Okay. How many times have you had these thoughts? Is this something that would be once a week, less than once a week, maybe 2 to 5 times in a week, daily, or many times in a day?
Mm, it probably just crosses my head a few times a week when I get mad at my friends and things like that. So it kind of just depends on how the week is going.
Okay. Um, can I ask you a question of what are your friends saying that makes you feel this way?
Mm, well, there's just a lot of drama between like me and my other friends, and sometimes they'll hang out and then they won't invite me, and it hurts my feelings. And so they'll just hang out and say, like, well, we didn't want to hang out with you today because you're just not as fun as the other girls. And so it just hurts my feelings.
Yeah, I can understand how that would hurt your feelings. That would hurt my feelings too if I had people that I thought were my friends and they were saying they didn't actually want to hang out with me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just annoying.
yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Um, when you have these thoughts, how long would you say that they last?
Mm, well, if they happen when I'm at school, probably just like 5 minutes or so. But sometimes, like on a Friday night and stuff, if I see that my friends are hanging out for a long time without me, then I'll get extra sad because like it's late at night and you kind of just get extra sad.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes when that happens, I'll think about it for like, I don't know, half an hour or something,
Okay,
kind of going back and forth.
okay. And so when you say that you see them hanging out, what does that mean?
Well, like Snapchat and Instagram,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
they post stories and you can see that they're hanging out, and so it's just like, okay, they're posting it just to be in my face.
Okay. Yeah. Is that hard for you to know that they're doing that and you're not there.
Yeah, it's really frustrating. I just wish that they invited me. It's not that hard to just add me in the group message.
Yeah. Um, Now, I want to ask you, could you, or are you able to stop thinking about killing yourself or wanting to die when you have those thoughts?
Like, what makes me stop thinking about it?
Well, just can you?
Can I?
Is that something that you feel like you have control over, or is that something that you feel like you don't have control over?
I feel like I have a little bit of control over it, but sometimes it's just whether or not something else is going on and I get distracted. Like, if it does happen at school, like whether or not something is going on in the classroom, and if I'm at home, like sometimes I'll flip through channels of TV, and then I'll just start watching TV. So I feel like I have some control over it because I can like find something else to think about, but sometimes I'll watch TV and then I'll sink back into thinking about it, and then I'll watch TV again.
Okay. So I'm hearing that maybe you're trying to kind of get rid of those thoughts. And
Yeah.
yeah. So is that something that you'd say you don't want to think these thoughts, or you do? How does that make you feel?
Yeah, I don't want to think those thoughts.
Yeah. Okay. Um, is there any things or anyone? An example would be family, or maybe religion, or pain of a death that stopped you from wanting to die or acting on thoughts of suicide.
Mm, well, I was raised in the church and stuff, and so I don't know if you were too, but like I was kind of raised with the idea that if you commit suicide, you don't get to go to heaven because that's a sin, and so like if your last act on earth is a sin, then how could you go into heaven because of how you ask for forgiveness type of thing. And so I don't want to commit suicide because I don't yeah, I don't want to suicide because I want to try to go to heaven.
Yeah. Okay. What sort of reasons did you have for thinking about wanting to die or kill yourself? Was it end to the pain or stop the way you were feeling? Um, or was it to get attention or to get revenge or a reaction from others?
Mm, I don't think it's to get revenge on anyone. Like, I don't want other people to think that, well, I don't know. It's not to get revenge or anything like that, but it's maybe like a response,
Okay.
if that
So,
makes sense.
What do you think the outcome would be if you did commit suicide or did act upon that?
Mm, what can you say that one more time?
Yeah, what would you think the outcome would be? Like, who would it affect and why?
Well, I would hope it would affect my friends just a little bit.
Okay.
I hope that they would at least be sad because, you know, I would be sad if one of them died, so I hope they would be sad if I died. But I wouldn't do it on purpose to hurt them.
Yeah. But you want them to know or to feel that. So is that, would you say that's partial revenge if that's how you feel?
I guess you could maybe describe it as that.
Okay. Going on to the next page. Now, this is just for in general and any time. This isn't necessarily now. This could have been a long time ago. Have you ever made a suicide attempt?
No.
No. Okay. Have you ever done anything to harm yourself?
One time I tried to cut myself, but I just couldn't bring myself to actually do it. I just thought about it and got really close.
How close were you?
I was just thinking of just using like my razor in the shower, but I didn't actually do it.
Okay, so it was just a thought.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever done anything dangerous where you could have died?
No.
No. Okay. Um, um, let's see. Has there ever been a time when you started to do something to end your life, but someone or something stopped you before you actually did it?
No,
No.
because I haven't gotten close enough.
Okay. Has there been a time, um, or have actually, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to make sure that I cover all these questions.
That's okay.
Have you taken any steps towards making a suicide attempt or preparing to kill yourself, such as maybe when you were talking about how you thought about using a razor? An example of that might be like, did you collect razors to do that, or did you just have them?
No, I just had one
Yeah.
for shaving.
Okay. Um, all right. So I'm hearing kind of some of the things that you're saying, and just kind of want to go back on them a little bit. But we talked about how you are struggling with maybe your friendships that you have and feeling left out and having to see them on social media. Um, I understand that that's hard for you, and that's totally normal to feel that way, to be upset and feel left out. It's a very easy thing to do. I want to ask you, going forward from this, you're saying that you haven't tried to commit suicide. You've only thought about it, correct? So, when we leave this conversation, should I be concerned about anything? Do you feel like you feel suicidal right now?
No, not right now.
Okay.
But sometimes it just kind of like happens without me knowing it will happen or kind of randomly. So I don't know if maybe like you could just check up on me every once in a while.
Okay. I can give you my phone number. Would it be okay if I texted you maybe in a 12-hour period and just like check up on you and see how you're doing? Would that be okay?
Well, what time is it right now?
Right now it is 7:55.
Okay, what about in like almost 24 hours?
In 24 hours? Okay.
Yeah, that way,
Yeah.
because tomorrow's Friday night.
Okay. And would you prefer me to call you or text you?
You could just text me.
Just text you? Okay.
Yeah, but if I don't respond in like 1 hour, then maybe you can call me.
Okay. Okay. And just so you know, you're more than welcome to text me or call me anytime that you need if you ever feel these thoughts, and you just need someone to talk to. My next question would be, is there anyone that you've ever told about this before besides me?
No.
No? Okay. Is there anyone that you trust to tell?
Probably my cousin.
Your cousin? Okay.
Yeah.
So kind of moving forward, is there anything besides keeping in contact with me that you would feel comfortable doing when you feel these thoughts? Maybe we talked a little bit about how you watch TV and kind of let that distract you a little bit, but you did say that it kind of comes back even when you're watching TV. So, is there any new things that we could try to see if that could help take your mind off of your thoughts? Do you have any hobbies or anything you enjoy doing?
I like playing Mario Kart.
Okay. So is that something that you'd be willing to try? Is playing Mario Kart when you have
When I
those
think
feelings?
those thoughts, I could try that.
Okay.
Yeah, if I'm at home.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So it sounds like we have a plan. I want to thank you for letting me ask you all these questions. I know sometimes these can be kind of hard, and I will be following up with you, and hopefully we will be able to get you through this. And I'm here for you. And Just call or text me if you need anything.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.